call.
Councilman Migan? Councilwoman Snow? Here. Councilwoman Pitt? Here. Councilman McCarthy?
Here.
And Supervisor Schmidt? Here. Thank you.
Follow us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you all. All right, moving along to our public hearing for the Ethics Board.
I'm sorry. I want to know if I could just make a comment before we do the public hearing.
Sure. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So I'm just learning about some changes to the agenda since Friday. So I do want to just read something that, according to Robert's Rules of Order, board members can add to the agenda. So I'm noticing that the privilege of the floor with respect to agenda items only was on the original agenda.
It's still on here on letter G, agenda and non-agenda items.
But not before the resolutions.
The reorganizational agenda only.
Correct.
We're not passing any of the workshop agenda tonight.
Under-
We're only passing the reorganizational meeting tonight.
Correct. So I guess what I'm saying is that in the past, we've had the privilege of the floor with respect to agenda items only at every meeting, but the past 3 years, it's always been at every reorganizational meeting.
Yeah, we've never had any comments on the reorg meeting ever.
We have.
And we've added it.
We have.
And then the reorgs,
We have.
We don't?
We have. So what I
But
would
given
like...
tonight's meeting, that's why it's still here, it's
No,
just that
but it's
G
not
for...
before. It's not before, and
Sure.
we're making all of these appointments tonight
Mm-hmm.
without the community, if they choose to, they may not,
Mm-hmm.
to make a comment. So because of Robert's rules, I would like to make a motion to put back into the agenda, privilege of the floor with respect to agenda items only for tonight.
Okay.
So, I'll say my experience when I was a citizen and not up here is that a few years ago I came and I wanted to speak about some of the appointments. And I don't believe that it was, I believe it was at the bottom of the agenda, but I was allowed to speak on
So the meeting,
Or
the
reorg.
agenda has been posted, right? We haven't received, we've received no comments from the public regarding anything negative about the agenda or any of the potential appointments on the agenda tonight,
So
so we've had no
I'll
action at
second
all.
Colleen's motion.
Okay.
So any discussion?
None for me.
Okay, I'm going to ask for a roll call vote then, please.
Before that, I do have a topic for discussion. What have we done in previous years, do you
But
think?
we've always had privilege of the floor, how the original agenda was, posted Friday till...
I wouldn't say, but always
Excuse me,
isn't,
James, can I
always
just
isn't.
finish? James,
Sure, but
please.
always isn't correct, though.
But, okay, so for the last 3 years, 19, 22, 23, and 24, we've had this on the reorganization meeting. We have it at every single meeting, and I just have difficulty with the fact that it was just removed. And it looks like the last I looked at the agenda was noon today, so I'm not sure when it was removed. But anyway, there's a motion on the table, and we're
Certainly.
discussing, so.
Any other comment from the board? Councilman
Okay.
Pitt, Councilman McCarthy?
So I'd like to make a comment, I guess, that I don't see a problem with anybody making public comments on our reorg agenda.
Right.
Public votes us in, they pay our salaries. I think that if they want to make comments, I don't see it as being inappropriate.
I guess you know what's concerning to me, though, Councilman, I normally would agree with you, but you and Councilwoman Snow are the two that petitioned and fought this board to remove comments from all of our meetings online. But now you want comments.
I think, hold on.
It's just, I'm very curious.
I mean, it's fine.
I've always allowed the commenting online. I think it's a very fair thing. I don't want to pick and choose when we have comments. I would go with comments all the time. I've always supported it, always.
Yeah. I'll tell you the main reason, and we'll get off topic here because you want to bring in other things.
No,
Comments.
no.
Hold on.
Okay,
Let
go
me
ahead.
finish, please.
Certainly.
Comments online. No other town does it. I got a guy with YouTube here, which made the meetings actually professional and functional, which they never were before. Nobody could hear it. There was tons of complaints. And to me, I looked at every other town. They
Yeah.
all do it over YouTube with no comments, and there's a reason for that.
I feel that the public should have comments all the time.
So let's let
Whether
them
they're
have-
here
let's
or
let them
not
have
here.
it tonight.
Not just when there's an agenda where you can phone your friends to be here. People should be able to comment all the time. The meetings should be...
I'll be honest with you, I
the
don't
meetings
know
should
what you
be-
mean by phone your friends.
The
I don't
meetings,
either.
the meetings should
So
be
I don't
streamed.
want this to be,
The meetings should be streamed with comments all the time.
Okay, but James,
that's a,
right,
that's a totally different issue, James.
so we have a motion on the table. If we've had the discussion, can we do a roll call vote for comments on the consent agenda only?
Certainly. Councilwoman Pitt?
Yeah, and just as we go through this roll call vote, Colleen, you said the years since I've been on the board, we have had the comments
On the
prior.
we've always had it for the reorganizational meeting, yes, right where it was on Friday, but it's been changed sometime today.
Okay,
I don't know what time, I was at work, I have no idea.
okay.
Okay,
I don't know either.
Okay.
I didn't see it on Friday.
okay.
I'm a yes, yeah.
Just to confirm, you're talking about both reorg and
Yes.
workshop?
Yes.
I'm a yes.
Councilman
You
Pine?
voting yes?
Yep.
Councilwoman Snow?
Yes,
Yes, the comments are added.
great, thank you.
That could have been explained with a simple email today as well.
I didn't see this until I got here, James.
Oh.
Sorry.
Oh, okay. All right, the public hearing is open for the Ethics Board. We had it last month, we didn't have any, we had one comment only from a resident, so it is still open if anyone would like to come up and speak on the Ethics Board. Kathy, do we have to reopen that again, since we left it open, or does it still stay open?
I believe we left it
We
open.
left it open last meeting. All right, so the floor is open for anyone regarding the Ethics Board. Please come up, state your name and address for the record, and keep your comments around 3 minutes if possible.
Hi, my name is Angela Job, Hertz Corners Road. It's not a comment, it's a question.
Sure.
Last month, Councilman Migan read the state law for ethics, and I was wondering if you could do that again?
There is no state law for ethics.
What was the law that you had read?
Is it the Association of Towns, or?
You know, I don't have it off the top of my head, I'm sorry.
Okay,
There is no, there is best practice. And if I look through my paperwork, I'll find it during the meeting and I'll read it out.
thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Any other comments regarding the Ethics Board in discussion? Seeing none, I'll make a motion to close the public hearing on the ethics. Could I have a second?
Second.
Any other discussion from the board? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you very much. All right, moving along to resolutions. Now, this is for the reorganizational agenda only, so for any of the folks that are, if there's any confusion on the resolutions, I'll make sure I stop you if it's part of the workshop agenda, because we are taking comments on the reorganizational at this moment. State your name and address for the record, and try to keep your comments around 3 minutes.
Harvey Matkovsky, and I've had the same problem year after year after year with the reorg, and there's been no change. The board had promised in the past, to the best of my knowledge, to send RFPs on all of their professional employees, whether it be their attorney or and you keep reappointing the same people. I have no. Has there been an RFP?
They've been done, they've been passed along, they're being advertised right now. So any of these appointments that are made tonight are subject to change.
So they are interim, or they are not for the. They are
They're not for the full
technically.
year if they go out to bid.
So okay.
And so
Okay.
far, no one's responded, Harvey, to any of the RFPs that are out.
Well, that's not what I'm asking. That's
I just wanted you to know.
the problem with our with the people that of this town. If they don't want to get involved, that's that. I have two very large problems with appointees.
Can I just interrupt you just for one moment? I didn't speak up before because it's most of the time not my place, but I am a little hesitant before you, I don't even know what you're going to say, but if you're going to be making comments about a particular employee, to the extent that there are negative comments being made about someone whose job is on the line, I just don't think that's appropriate. I really don't. These are the board's appointments.
Okay,
based on job performance.
I have to respect your comments. You're the town attorney, and I'm not going to get into an argument about that issue. As a general issue, regarding the Sewage Commission, we're appointing a new member of the Sewage Commission. Okay, there is an opening. For 2 years now, 2 years, I have attended Sewage Commission meetings. I've made comments to the town board on changes that have to be made. I have been advised that there are changes being made in the agreement. And to the best of my knowledge, the only change has been made is to add another member of the Sewage Commissions and adding costs of approximately $5,000. Now, that's the big change that had to be made. The members of the Sewage Commission are getting salaries in excess of $40,000. Rates are going through the roof. I'm not arguing about whether the rates increases are justified or not. I'm just making that fact. That's the fact. I would think that a $5,000 plus stipend is inexcusable considering what's going on in this country, whether it be the costs and the inflation. I see no need for that. And so that's approximately $500 a meeting. If someone doesn't attend the meeting, are they docked the $500? And I see no reason for it. There's an opening. The board legally can appoint an opening, but I don't see anything being done by this town board to reform the Joint Sewage Commission documents, and I accept the addition of a $5,000 burden on the people. And I have my own wealth, so I'm not burdened on it. As far as the RFP, you've done it. It should have been done in the fall. The RFP should have been sent out. Now, the reason there's no changes is you're sending it out just before a holiday. People are on vacation. Do you expect an attorney
after the holiday.
or anybody to drop everything in his holidays to fill out the forms?
Thank you,
it should have been. No, please. It should have been done months ago, not in December. Okay.
Thank you, Harvey.
Can I just say, we should be running the meeting like Nancy. I know that you're trying to be very helpful, but in a way, it should be that James is asking you for the help.
Well,
I don't mean to be disrespectful.
Understood.
well, yeah.
Thank you.
Nancy, thank you for jumping in, though, because
Yes.
it is important to keep personnel's names out of it, and so many times folks get up here and speak, and they just can't seem to not keep personnel's names out of it, but that's not supposed to be stated up here on the dais. Thank you, Councilman Migan.
Yes, Glenn Carey, Village of Pawling resident, town Pawling resident. I just want to comment to the agenda and this public comment. I'm a bit confused at why it would be removed. Who would have the authority to remove that? And if everyone here supports the public comment, why was it removed?
So this is, I'll answer you out of complete respect for your years of public service to Pawling, Mr. Carey. But as you know, this is public comment, it's not public question and answer, but I will answer you.
Well, you've answered others during public comment before.
As you well know, it's the supervisor's agenda. It's my meeting. I could put things on and take things off as I wish, as Councilman Snow did. Any board member could jump in at any moment, which she did. The organizational meetings are usually very, very long. This one's already 15 minutes in, and we haven't made it through one resolution yet. So we kept the comment on. As you can see, public privilege of the floor with respect to agenda and non-agenda items is on the agenda.
After the fact.
It is on the agenda. It is available to the public. And it was for the organizational meeting only, which is what we were hoping to just accomplish tonight, so that people didn't have to sit here through a very long meeting if they just wanted to go up and have their comments.
Okay.
So,
Well,
and this question
I'm
was-
glad that I had the opportunity to speak before instead of after. And I would just like to speak, despite the comment made by council, I do want to offer my full support on the reappointment of Joanne Daly to the position of secretary to the Planning Board and Zoning Board. Joanne has served this town with distinction for many, many years, and she's nearing 20 years of service to the town, and it would be nothing but appropriate to reappoint her this evening to that position. Thank you.
Thank you for your comment.
I just want to say something respectfully regarding Councilman Migan's comment just now about our council and our council chiming in and, you know, how meetings are run and who should be running the meeting, so on and so forth. So I feel that that's why we have our council here, is to jump in where she anticipates or feels that she needs to jump in as our counsel for the protection of the board and for the protection of the employees of the town. That's all I need to say.
Yeah.
For the employees, for sure. We just, you know, in the past, I agree with you,
Is
Councilman.
that accurate, Nancy? Is that the way it normally works?
In my experience, yes.
Okay. All right.
I just don't wanna
The
see-
attorneys before us
I
didn't even
mean
come to the
I
meetings.
didn't mean any disrespect.
I just don't want
None
to see,
taken.
I don't want to see people's names get pulled into stuff. You know, we've had it in the past last year. I know we start off every year and you're trying to make changes, you're trying to be better. You know, we want to stop things before it happens, and we've had too many situations where the public has brought in, you know, employees' names or former elected officials' names, and those are things that we've all been taught through our training that, you know, you shouldn't do it. So, Nancy, thanks a lot for doing that. And next.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
We're here to support Joanne Daly as Planning and Zoning Secretary.
Can you guys state your names, please?
Aaron Chapa, 1348 Route 292.
Jennifer Coleman, 101 Hertz Corners Road. We've sent this letter already to the members of the board, but we just wanted to read it into the minutes. To the members of the Pawling Town Board, we are writing on behalf of the Town of Pawling Planning Board to express our unequivocal support for the renewal of Joanne Daly's term as Planning Board Secretary. Joanne has been an invaluable asset to the Planning Board, and her continued service is essential to the smooth and efficient operation of our town's planning process. Joanne's extensive knowledge of planning procedures, regulations, history, and local ordinances is invaluable. Her ability to navigate complex matters with precision and clarity ensures that our meetings and decision-making processes are not only productive, but also fully compliant with legal and procedural requirements. Her institutional knowledge and familiarity with ongoing and past projects have been instrumental in maintaining continuity and informed decision-making within the planning board. Beyond her expertise, Joanne exemplifies a professional work ethic. She is consistently thorough, dependable, and organized, ensuring that all documentation, meeting minutes, and communications are handled with the utmost accuracy and timelines. Her proactive approach to anticipating the needs of the planning board has greatly enhanced our ability to serve the community effectively. Joanne's dedication extends beyond her technical skills. Her approachable demeanor and willingness to assist residents, applicants, and planning board members alike reflect her genuine commitment to the town of Pawling. In light of her exceptional contributions and the critical role she plays in the success of the planning board, we strongly urge the town board to renew Joanne Daly's term as planning board secretary. Her continued service will ensure the ongoing effectiveness and professionalism of the planning board, which is vital to the growth and well-being of our community. Thank you for considering this recommendation. We're here, actually, if you have any questions. And personally, Joanne was instrumental when I purchased my home on 101 Hertz Corners Lane Road, and without her help, I never would have made it through the process. Right. So, just the planning board support for our secretary.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Hi.
Helen Grasso, and I'm going to say two quick things. And one is to jump in. When the attorney comes to Zoning Board of Appeals meetings, which I've been on and been grateful to be on, they do jump in. But it's clear that the attorney is giving sort of a response or an idea that hangs, and it's not the attorney's choice to enforce it for sure. So we are left to make the decision, but our attorney, whichever one shows up, often does step up. And of course, we also turn and ask questions.
Thank you.
And I want to tell you, I think one of our great strengths in Pawling is the Planning Board and the Zoning Board of Appeals. I think it works. I think it really works, and I think it causes problems in the community because people get unhappy about certain things, but I want to say that works. And in light of that, I want to follow up on what the Planning Board said. I'm here just to read a letter also from the Pawling Zoning Board of Appeals that they sent to you, I believe, a couple of days ago. And it's about Joanne also. Dear council members, this is to all of you here. We're writing on behalf of the Pawling ZBA, casting our support to reappoint Joanne Daly as the ZBA secretary. And I'm adding please, because we've had such complexity, and she has been a godsend. Joanne has been a great asset to our board. Her administrative support keeps us informed and organized. Her extensive historical knowledge of Pawling planning and zoning development is hugely beneficial. She's repeatedly saved time and focused efficiently on what is needed for members of the ZBA board to carry out our duties. She delivers information and data that is reliable and saves research hours that ZBA members might perform themselves as they prepare for meetings in a timely and efficient manner. Our board had some complex and difficult issues to consider with no precedents recently in Pawling history, and Joanne was quick to assist and answer questions about process and assist with resources that an inexperienced administrator could not. We, the members of the Pawling ZBA, are grateful for her experience and expertise to assist us in fulfilling our duties, and it's signed by the 4 current members of the ZBA. Thank you so much.
Thank you very, very much. Councilor McCarthy, can you just take over this meeting for 1 second, please?
Sure. Wait, or? No, go ahead.
Mark Chipkin, 60 Herds Corner Road. This is not the first time that I've been up here where I've mentioned how important and helpful Joanne Daly has been to the reformation of the Conservation Advisory Board. When residents ask me, how's the CAB reformation going and who's helping with the process, beyond the incredible help of the town board, which I really appreciate, it's Joanne Daly's name that comes up in the conversation. What some people may not know is that Joanne Daly has been working hard to help reform the CAB as well. Joanne continues to do this, for example, by searching file cabinets, old paper files, collecting local code relating to documents and graphics that will be important to the Conservation Advisory Board's education and effectiveness. This helps the CAB to build a firm foundation and knowledge to protect the natural resources and valued open spaces that many of us have moved to Pawling for. Joanne's efforts also come with a cost savings to the taxpayer. The information she's gathering about wetlands, soil types, unique environments like the Great Swamp and Appalachian Trail, and other parts of our natural resource inventory will reduce the cost of any duplication of research needed because we will have those documents in hand. With Joanne's help, we're able to upgrade our natural resource inventory to produce a set of documents that will be even easier to access by the planning and zoning boards and planners and developers when land use and development questions arise. I want to add to that Joanne continues to make herself available to me for a meeting, phone call, email, answer questions regarding how the CAB functioned in the past or what needs the planning board might have in the future that the CAB can be helpful with. So please consider all that. Thank you.
Thank you, Mark. Is there anyone else?
Good evening, members of the board. Steve Job, Pawling resident, Herds Corners Road. Big showing here tonight from Herds Corners. former planning board member until just last month. I will keep this short in the interest of not extending the meeting too much, but I did also want to throw my support behind Joanne Daly, who I found in my 3 short years serving on the planning board to be an amazingly professional and competent secretary. And I would just, again, to keep things short, echo the comments made by the current planning board chair, Aaron Chapa, and current planning board member, Jennifer Coleman. I think they said it best, and once again, just want to show my support for Joanne. Thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you for your service to the planning board.
Anyone else? Oh, that's, oops, sorry. Sorry, Jerry.
That one topic was finished. Jerry LaCasio, Village of Pawling. I'm also a member of the Sewer Commission. I just wanted to point out on resolution number 34, the appointment for the Pawling Joint Sewer Commission. It's really the supervisor's position to name 2 members to sit on the board with an alternate. But as far as nominating, or it says here that James McCarthy to serve as the vice chair. That's ultimately up to the members of the Sewer Commission to vote on the chair, vice chair, secretary, treasurer.
Yes,
So I just wanted to
Jerry,
point-
you're correct.
So I just wanted
And
to point that out.
We'll scratch that out,
Great.
sorry.
Thank you.
I did miss that. I'll take the blame for that. Okay. If that's it, we'll start with the resolutions.
Oh, is,
Oh, did you have a I'm sorry.
Good evening.
Sorry, ma'am.
I've never been one who usually needs a mic. My name is Andrea Hunt. I live at 114 Harmony Hill Road. I actually came to the meeting because I recently applied to be on the planning board. So I was a little shocked to find out that there was even a concern for Miss Joanne Daly. I'll go with taken aback. As people who know me know, I have a fondness for 4-letter words, so I'm going to try to be good. Okay? It's just rather shocking to me that somebody who has this level of institutional knowledge would be replaced. As many of you know, some of you may not, my father served on the zoning board and planning board and the town board for over 20 years. So my father's Dick Hunt, for those of you who aren't aware. So I guess I was just very surprised that this was even an issue tonight. Little did I know. I think her value in institutional knowledge, not only in code and town law, not town law, the planning and zoning is immeasurable. And people like her need to be deeply valued in our town. Her knowledge for what she does day in and day out is unparalleled and is frankly on par with our esteemed town clerk, Kathy Giordano, who's been in for 40 years.
That is
So, so I guess I'm here to voice my support for Joanne. And a lot of our other long-term, let's face it, we have a lot of people who've worked for the town for a very long time, and we wouldn't function without them. So I guess I'm here to lend my support. I didn't know I was doing this. So that's why I'm speaking tonight. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. All right, we'll start with resolutions. Resolution is standard workday for employees of the town of Pawling. I make a motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Number 2 is the official newspaper for the town of Pawling.
second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Number 3, time and place of meetings for calendar year of '25. I make a motion for number 3.
Second.
I'd like just a bit of discussion on that. Last year, we didn't have meeting on a night during Rosh Hashanah, if you remember. I believe the last night ends on a Wednesday night. So I don't know if I can get a little more information on that and come back with that next week.
Okay, I did ask Stephanie to check that, and she
Okay.
thought she cleared all that, but we can definitely make
Okay.
that amendment
I didn't
when it gets
realize
closer
that.
to that time, but absolutely.
Okay, good.
Yes.
Thank you.
All in favor?
Aye.
Number 4, zoning Board of Appeals. I'll make a motion for that.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Number 5, grievance day. Just so everybody knows, it is May 28th, 25. I'll make a motion for that.
Second.
It's okay.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Number 6, a list of our banks. I'll make a motion for that. All in favor?
Aye.
Number 7, salaries. I'll make a motion for that.
Second.
For elected officials. All in favor?
Aye.
Resolution 8, petty cash. Make a motion for that.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Which is 9, setting mileage, 70 cents for this year. I'll make a
Second.
mo-
Oh, sorry, Jim.
That's fine. All in favor?
Aye.
Resolution 10, establishing holidays for 2025. I make a motion for that.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
11 is the delegates for the Association of Town meeting. Make a motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Number 12, appointing our dog counselor.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Number 13, public information officer. Make a motion for that.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I will skip 14 and I don't know if I can. Nancy, what do I do? with
sorry.
that? I'm sorry, number 14 as for the supervisor's choice to be deputy. Maybe.
Just acknowledging it, that he's done it.
Yeah, it's his appointment, so.
Okay. So maybe
Yeah,
I'll let one of you guys make the motion and someone else can second it.
All right, it's Resolution 25-014, acknowledging an appointment of deputy supervisor for the town of Pawling. We have a second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Number 15, appointment of our bookkeeper, Christine Mitchell. I'll make a motion.
Second.
16,
Oh,
Water
well, we
District.
gotta- we
Sorry.
gotta vote.
Oh, sorry. All in favor?
Aye.
15?
Aye.
Sorry. 16, Water District Clerks, Kathy and Cheryl. I'll make a motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I am going to ask, because as per council, I am going to abstain from Resolution 17, so I would ask the clerk to take a roll call count on that, quick vote on that.
So
You wanna
somebody
read the
should make a
resolution?
motion for it, and then it's.
I make a motion for 2025-017, appointment of the secretary to the planning board and secretary to the zoning board of appeals. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Oh, the clerk
Roll
should
call.
call,
Sorry,
call the roll.
Kathy will call the roll. Sorry.
Councilman Migan?
Aye.
Councilwoman Snow?
Aye.
Councilwoman Pitt?
Aye.
Councilman McCarthy?
I abstain as per
And
council. Thank
Supervisor
you.
Schmidt is out of the room.
Thank you. 18, the town attorney. Make a motion for that.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
19, legal counsel for tax purposes and legislation. I make a motion for that.
Second.
Thank you, everybody, for your patience. I wasn't planning on doing this.
Got to vote on that one, so.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Legal counsel, resolution 20. Make a motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Resolution 21, town court special prosecutor. I make a motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Resolution 22, engineering service. Make a motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Resolution 23, additional engineers. Make a motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
24, financial advisor for the town. Make a
Second.
motion. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Resolution 25, voting delegate for MS4. I make a motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Resolution 26, chair of the planning board. I make a motion to appoint Aaron. And Aaron, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Resolution 27, an appointment of our chairperson for that, Margot Miller. I make a motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Resolution 28, I make a motion to appoint Greg Bernard back on the planning board.
Second.
I'd just like to discuss this a little bit.
Okay?
Before I came on the board, at one of these reorg meetings, I definitely asked to speak about the appointment. Now, since then, I've known Greg and seen him. My issue was that it was a conflict with the town supervisor. And I've spoken to the Association of Towns, and they've assured me that there's no legal conflict. And so I just wanted to go on the record as saying that.
Okay. Motion's made second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Resolution 29, reappoint Jennifer Coleman. Jennifer, thank you for your time.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Resolution 30, to appoint Terrence Wansley to the zoning board. I make a motion for that.
Second.
All in favor?
I'd like to discuss that a little bit, too. Yeah, just, I mean, I'm a good friend with Terrence, so I feel like I should recuse myself from the vote.
Fine. That's what you...
To me, I look at it as if there was another candidate, I don't know that I'd be able to make a clear decision on it.
Perfectly fine.
And just if we can, just so the community knows, if that's all right, we had put out on social media that we were looking for different members, and Terrence did respond, and to my understanding, he was interviewed
He
as
was
well,
interviewed,
correct?
yes.
Okay,
Yep.
okay.
Yes, he was.
Thank you.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Just going back to the planning board, there still is one open seat that we are waiting for additional applicants that might want to do that, so it's still open, just so everybody knows. This just goes on and on. Let's see, town historian, I make a motion for that.
Second.
All in favor? All in favor? 31.
Aye. Sorry.
No, that's fine.
Which one were we on? I'm sorry, I got
31.
lost.
31.
31, thank
Sorry.
you. Thank you.
32, appointment of transfer station. Bobby, I thank you for everything you do up there. The transfer station is doing very, very well, so I make the motion for that.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
The next one is I appoint Chris Burke. I think he does a great job as a commissioner. And I know that the commissioners do a great job up there, so I thank all the commissioners. I know Glenn Carey is here, so I thank you also, Glenn. I make a motion for Chris Burke.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Resolution 34, James has appointed myself, Corinne, and Colleen as the alternate for the 2025 year. We will strike out the vice chair. That is definitely done by the board, and that will probably be done tomorrow night. So I make a motion for 034.
Second for discussion.
Yes.
I wish James were here. I just want to start out by saying this is in no way a reflection of the appointments and of him appointing Councilwoman Pitt. It's more of just my own opinion, having been the alternate for the last 4 months. And my understanding is that each board member was asked if they wanted to be on the Sewer Commission. I've been the alternate, covered the meetings from September through, it was planned December, and no one asked me my thoughts about it. So I just wanted to say that it's unfortunate that I couldn't have had an opportunity to say that I would have rather been the commissioner, since I've been the alternate, and part of the alternate is having to be up on all of the meetings. Again, I attended 4 meetings. Well, I'm sorry, I attended 3. The 4th one, I had an emergency. But I just wish there would have been a conversation, because it seems like there were with every other board member but myself.
Okay, I can't speak for that because I wasn't involved, so.
No, but I realized, but all of you were asked. Marty was even asked this morning. I was the only one that for some reason wasn't asked.
Okay.
And I've been the alternate, so I just wanted to say that.
Okay. All in favor of 34?
Aye.
I'm going to say no.
Okay. Just to clarify, but are you willing to be the alternate, or are you saying, no, you don't want to be the alternate also?
Well, it's it's interesting that I'm being asked publicly now about
Well, I
that.
just wanted to clear for me only, sorry.
Well, I guess, you know what, I'll be honest about that. I went to 4 meetings because there was non-attendance of either James or yourself, right, as the alternate. There's no, I didn't get paid, that's the alternate, that's what I understand. But my concern, again, is Christine Brown takes attendance at every meeting, and there was such a lack of attendance. Am I going to be asked to cover the meetings, a lot more than people attending the meetings? So those are my concerns. So I'm going to have to think about that, and actually,
Okay, well,
I'd like to have more of a conversation.
I was going to shoot an email to the full board after we voted on this, pertaining to what you just brought up, about if Corinne and I are not there, will you be compensated for us not being there? But we have to pass a resolution to the town. So you will be getting an email from me tomorrow or Friday the latest, and the board can decide if they want to do that. My 2 cents worth is that if I'm not there, I think you should get whatever I'm getting paid. But I'm just one vote in the town.
Right, no, and I do
So
agree.
we can discuss that more, and that could be on, hopefully, a resolution for next week.
And again, I do appreciate that. Again, I just think for somebody that's been the alternate, it was just a surprise to see it on the agenda, that's all. But thank you.
Resolution 35, payroll schedule.
I want to go back to that for just 1 second, please. Respectfully, so when we see something on the agenda, why aren't we questioning it then with each other?
Because I will tell you, today, there was this agenda that I've had a copy of since Friday.
Right.
I got out of work, I literally stopped home and saw this agenda. So I did not see the new agenda.
Okay.
That's unfortunate. And there was no email to say the agenda, we got the updated agenda, but there was no email to the board to say that there were going to be things changed on the agenda.
Okay, so-
That's all.
So for me, this was the only agenda I had read through.
Okay.
Just so you're aware,
Okay,
or everybody's aware. Makes a difference.
okay, thank you.
Resolution 36, stormwater consultant.
Did we do 35? I didn't hear.
Oh,
anything
sorry, no,
about
we
35.
didn't. I checked it. 35, payroll schedule. I make a motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you, Kathy. 036, council's stormwater management for MS4. I make a motion for that.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Approval of flex time, 37.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Resolution 38. This pertains to Water District Number 2. We received a letter, I believe it was sometime in December, that H2O would no longer be our maintenance people to maintain Water District Number 2. Their termination date is, I believe, January 16th. It's somewhere in the next week or so.
15th to 16th, yes.
We, back in April or May of last year, we reached out to another operator who sent us that they didn't have time for Pawling at this point. We reached out to Cedarwood, and they gave us a proposal. Their proposal was roughly $950 less than what H2O would have been for the calendar year of 2025. So that's what this resolution is pertaining to. So I make a motion for Resolution 038.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Resolution 39, setting park recreation fees. These were sent to us from our rec director, Robin, sometime last month. Make a motion for 039.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And I'm just going to recuse Councilman McCarthy just because my daughter does still do some work for them, and there's some rates with their salary, so I'll recuse.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine, 39, right? Yep, okay. Thank you. All in favor? Aye. Resolution 40, pay scale for employees. I make a motion for Resolution 40.
Colleen, I think that's the one you want to...
That's the one I meant, so
Oh,
sorry.
okay,
Okay,
sorry,
so I'm
Col-
an aye, Kathy, sorry. I'm an aye. I'm sorry, I thought it was all together. Thank you.
So, Resolution 40. Just so anybody that is looking at this that is concerned, we all know that the minimum wage raised again in New York State. Part-time rec employees are exempt for that, so for camp activities. So Resolution 40, I make a motion.
Second.
And,
I'll recuse on that one.
okay.
Thank you, sorry.
Good. All in favor? Yes, good, thank you. Resolution
Aye.
41, adoption of joint sewer, no, sorry.
This is the workshop agenda now.
Thank you all again for your patience. That is it. But there are two resolutions under the workshop that I would like to ask the board to pass tonight. The first one being Resolution 042 for the appointment of a part-time clerk to help Kathy and Cheryl in the clerk's office. So I make a motion for Resolution 142.
I will second that for discussion, and I just wanted to add that I just wanted to publicly thank Michael Cube for all his years of service in Kathy's office. It's because of his retirement that a new position came about.
I would also like to thank Michael Cube, and I welcome working with Dina, our new employee.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And the other one is just Resolution 043. It's just, we had to make some changes in the resolution that we approved, I believe it was in November, as per the comptroller. So this is just an updated, some documents pertaining to the comptroller for sewer district number 4. So I'd make a motion for 043.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And that's it. The rest of the resolutions we will address next week. And thank you all again for your patience. Under discussions, I know we all can't wait to get these, but the tax bills will be mailed on January 15th. Regarding the transfer station, Stephanie will do 2 more Saturdays, Saturday the 25th and February the 1st. The last day that you will be able to bring your garbage without a current 2025 sticker will be February 1st, which is a Saturday. No.
31st of January?
Sorry, of January. But isn't
That's why we're open February 1st.
But isn't
So
February
they
1st
go
a
to
Saturday?
transfer-
Oh, sorry, January, so Thursday, the
Yeah.
yeah. You all know what I'm trying to say, sorry. The 30th, so the 29th, no, how do you, sorry, 30th. Will be the last day. Thursday will be the last day. And again, sorry, Thursday is the 30th. Okay. Special concerns, new business for the board members. I will start with you, Marty.
Sure.
Please. Councilman.
So we're sending the paperwork up to for the sewer district. I just had a question, more about the financing, and I just wanted to kind of clarify that. My understanding is there was $1 million grant.
There is?
There
Yes.
is. And the overall bond that we would need to take out is about $2 million. Now, I don't know the timing on this, and that's why I'm asking. Depending on when we have to take the bond out for the $2 million, how does that debt get assessed to the landowners in the district?
Well, just, sorry, not to interrupt, but the time frame. This will go to the comptroller sometime next week.
Okay.
That can be anywhere from 3 to 6 months before the comptroller comes back to us and says yes or no regarding forming this district. At that point, the engineers can go out with their final designs that has to be approved, and then we have to put that out for bid. So
Okay.
I don't see any, I mean, maybe we could award a bid by the end of the year, but that's probably going to be a stretch.
Yeah, I was just concerned that we would have to take a bond out without having the assessments to the landowners. That's kind of, I believe that goes through the assessor's office.
But the assessment, the landowners are already assessed. There's no new.
Their assessment's going to go up to pay off the bond. That's my understanding of
Yes.
it.
There'll be a district tax.
Right,
Right.
exactly.
Once we form the district, correct?
Their assessments won't change. They'll be taxed differently.
Yeah, well, I was just,
Sorry. Thank you,
No,
Christine.
I think
looking for
what
the
Marty's
process.
talking about is this is going to be a new district that has to be added to those particular parcels, and that has to happen before a taxable status date in order for the financing to be done to the people in that district.
Correct.
We're probably not going to make that cutoff this year. But it also, I'm not sure of the timing myself. I think this is kind of a fluid process, but it sounds as though it's not going to be an issue because we're looking at year end for possible awards. So we're looking into next year to take out financing.
Correct.
And then as far as financing, you're going to be in bands for a while. So it's going to be, it's going to ramp up a little slowly as you build out.
Sure.
But yeah, hopefully we'll all get a hard timeline at some point.
yeah, I mean, the assessments, I think, are only, unless this special district is something different, they are only posted once a year. That's my understanding, but I don't know if a special district is different.
Yeah, I think there's a timeline that the district has to be added by in order for the billing to be able to take place.
Okay. All right,
But
so we're way
I'm not
off.
familiar with that. That all would happen through the assessor's office, so I can't really
Yeah.
speak to the timeline.
Okay, good, I appreciate it.
Thanks, Christine.
Thank you, Christine.
That's all.
Okay. Councilwoman Pitt? Snow?
No, I don't have anything further tonight, thank you.
Okay. Councilwoman Pitt?
Nothing additional, thank you.
I just have one quick thing. On Monday, we had a Zoom meeting with the engineers and Jamie pertaining to the West Main Street culvert and the Dewey Lane Bridge culvert. The current grant expires on 3/10/2025. We will be doing an extension to that. The DOT is fine with that. We're very close to starting the project at Dewey Lane. We're looking at hopefully by the end of April to be able to go out to bid for that project. And I'm not going to say that it'll be done by the end of the year, but I'm hoping it'll be done by the end of the year. So we'll keep you posted more on that. And that's all I have. Is that it? Do we do public comment? I mean,
I would, yeah.
okay. So again, we'll open up the floor to privilege to respect to agenda and non-agenda items. And Harvey, be kind to me.
It depends what your perspective is. I've made a resolution to try to tone down my remarks, but as Popeye would say, I am what I am. Okay. Again, Harvey Matkowski, resident of Holmes, New York. I would hope that the audience and the board in general would be shocked at Colleen's remarks that many of the appointed members of the Sewage Commission did not attend multiple meetings, and PS are getting paid in excess of $400 per meeting. I humbly, very humbly suggest that this board not approve the budget. My people have a word for this. It's called chutzpah. And there are other words, but they're less, they're probably not PG. Getting $5,000 a year and taking that money, okay? Whether the alternate should get paid is another issue. I have nothing to say about that. But this board has been on notice for 2 years. I've attended Sewage Commission meetings. And again, I hate to, just got to keep reiterating it because it has not sunk in. There are many village members whose rates for their sewer have gone up tremendously. Again, I'm not making a judgment on that. I'm not familiar with the finances. But if the only change in the to the bylaws of the Sewage Commission is to add a member is absolutely disgusting. And and I'm being kind with those words. I don't know of any thing that was done. James is fortunate, I guess, for results, not to give him a bigger problem. But he has promised on numerous occasions, and I've recorded it. I keep records here, and that there would be changes on the Sewage Commission. And again, this has not happened. And it's again, to be kind, nice. I have in the past questioned some of the appointments on the agenda. On the reorg, and it's been allowed if the attorney says no. But let me tell you, on a positive note, I have always objected to the previous head of the town planning board, and I am pleasantly not surprised, but glad to see that Mr. Chiappi has changed the manner and the discussions and the few times that I've listened has been a great change to the positive in the running of the planning board. Thank you.
Thank you, Harvey.
Thank you, Harvey.
Hi, everyone. Lori Taylor, Village Mayor. I thank you for bringing up the funding for West Main Street Bridge. But I do have a question. You went on to talk about the other one, but there was no mention of when. Even though that's been fully funded by Bridge New York for 6 years, we've gotten no movement on having that replaced.
I am hoping to hear back by the end of the week from Jamie. It still is the easement issue, and she was going to try to get back to me as soon as.
And we've offered assistance, the village board and myself, to help with that easement process if we can.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'll pass it on to Jamie. Any other? Oop. Hi, Joanne.
I just wanted to express that I'm honored and humbled by the support of the past and present planning board members. I should know, shouldn't I? And zoning board of appeals members, my colleagues, my family and friends, and everyone who has called or come out to support me. Also, Kathy, congratulations for 40 years of service.
Thank you.
What a lot of people probably don't know is that you were planning board secretary and zoning board for 20 years.
You took my place.
I took your place, and you taught me well. One of the main things you did teach was the statutory and technical items that needed to be done to protect the taxpayers and the town by ensuring certain things are done. So I appreciate you for making a better employee out of me.
Joanne.
Okay, thank you, everybody.
Thank you for starting at the age of 15.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. I appreciate it. I'm very humbled by it.
Thank you. Any other comments? With that, I make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Thank you all. Happy New Year, everybody. All in favor, aye. Sorry. You know what I mean.